free.
Oh, shit! No! No, no!
Jesus.
Spread out.
Блядь. Идиот.
О, сука! Да отъебись ты! Пошел нахуй! Тупая скотина!
Warning, BFG 10,000 is firing. Warning, the Slayer has entered the facility. Will you help us, Artyom? Come closer, Artyom. Will you help us, Artyom?
I never pictured my first trip to DC would be like this. After we survived the initial attack in New York, our capital needed us. But with the country slipping into civil war, who can we trust?
After months of resilience, we have survived the virus outbreak that crippled our country.
Outside those walls, it's perdition. And whatever you're doing out there, we're not feeling it in here.
But the fight to save our nation from total collapse is far from over.
Get down! Everybody, get down!
Ruthless factions threaten to destroy the very fabric of our democracy. Roving packs of hyenas, religious outcasts, and depraved fascists prey on the weak and murder the innocent. For division agents still struggling to hold this country together, it's time we kick our enemies out of their castles. We will not compromise. We will never surrender.
This is our defining moment. Our chance to take back our country. Our chance to shape history.
Terminate any division agents with extreme prejudice.
I was 6 years old the first time I saw the sun. It wasn't always easy, but for a time, There was peace and prosperity. But it all went horribly wrong.
Power is the new currency. And thanks to your weakness, it's easy to get rich.
We need people and resources.
What about that group in the north, New Eden?
A deal with New Eden is a deal with the devil.
After all I've done, and after all we've been through, you've come seeking help from me? You must be truly terrified.
Here's to hope. I'm gonna spend all night wiping those hopes and dreams off my boots.
Dying Light 2 features a functioning ecosystem that reacts on multiple levels to the things you do and the choices you make. In the example we're about to show you, our protagonist undertakes a mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many factions active in the city. They want you to negotiate with two survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
Are you going to insult us with another final offer?
Let's say you choose to carry out the Peacekeepers' orders, one way or another.
Stay back!
After this, you'll start seeing a significant change in the city, as access to the water supply has allowed the Peacekeepers to bring stability and develop the area. There's even running water for the people at street level. And that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer, it's only safe for those who side with them. So if you get on their bad side... Now let's return to that moment of choice. And instead of killing them, you choose to team up with this group to supply water in the black market. As you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city. With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade. But this in turn attracts the worst type of people to the area. And this is just a single decision, one out of hundreds you'll have to make. But it allows you to carve out your own world, your own city from the apocalypse. Each player's game experience will be unique. And by the way, this is just what happens in the day. At night, well, things tend to get a lot darker.
Headed into town. Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for long. The timefall fast forwards whatever it touches, but it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam, what's your status? Chiralium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Can you sit out the rain?
No.
They're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
Welcome to Sweden. It's November 14th, 1989, and you're about to get a closer look at the open world of Generation Zero. In Generation Zero, you play as a young adult returning from an island excursion together with friends. Upon reaching the mainland, you discover the world abandoned with no other people around. Worse yet, you find yourself hunted by a mysterious force of deadly machines. Now you need to find out what has happened, while at the same time trying to stay alive, and eventually wage a guerrilla war against the machine invaders. Generation Zero allows you to create a unique 80s hero and play on your own or together with up to 3 friends in seamless co-op. You will explore a beautiful but dangerous open world where you constantly need to keep a lookout for enemies roaming while trying to find the equipment to survive and fight. The machines come in many types, sizes, and variations, constantly challenging you in new ways using different weapons and sensory equipment. Wear them down and disable their systems by pinpointing and taking out armor parts and components. Seize the upper hand by utilizing stealth, group tactics, or special equipment to distract or confuse the enemies. Use these in combination with objects in your surroundings to create traps and ambushes, and turn a difficult fight into a winnable one. Should things go south, fleeing is a valid tactic. Since the machines are persistently simulated in the world, they will continue roaming if not killed. Whether you locate them minutes, hours, or days later, they will still bear the scars of your last encounter, waiting to finish the job. As you play Generation Zero, you will scour the open world for different weapons and upgrade your favorites with attachments like scopes and silencers. Take down powerful machines without damaging their parts, then scavenge those same components and use them to augment your weapons with high-tech enhancements. This will come in handy when fighting in different conditions. The dynamic day-night cycle and weather systems will not only impact your senses, but also the enemies, making for constantly evolving battles. You are free to explore the world at any pace and direction. And if you look closely, the world will tell the story of what has happened. The pieces of the puzzle are there for you to discover and figure out. Just remember that some answers come harder than others.
We're going for it. Flying the subway to Inwood. Over. Grab what you can and regroup at the elevator. We gotta get in the elevator, now.
Reload! Throwing a grenade! I'm out of ammo! Ammo break!
We gotta get in the elevator, now. Elevator on its way.
Take that!
Bull's gonna charge!
This ain't your floor!
Sneaky Zeke is close.
Dan, you there?
Always.
We're headed down. Out of food, gotta go now. You coming? Over.
Look, I got food and booze for a month. Jarheads will be here by then. I'm gonna wait it out, but I'll keep an eye out for you.
Oh my God. There's no other way out.
Holy Christ. You seeing this? Goddamn Thanksgiving Day parade.
God damn! Not as boring.
This bridge is our best position to take them out. A couple of shots would probably drop those hacky stars on them.
Take them out.
On each other. Hit the base!
Elevator shaft's open on the far side of this floor.
You guys okay? I'm hearing a lot of action from your way.
It got messy in here.
Did everybody get some? Try!
Grenade out!
We gotta keep her close by. Come on, cabrons.
Nothing fancy, but it'll work.